Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to PCM21. It's Stage Racer. We're on episode 13. It's arguably my biggest race of the year, biggest opportunity to start making a name for myself in the sport. As you know, obviously a first-year rider just coming onto the scene, riding continental and youth races. That might be dominating youth races, but that's not going to make you a big name, not to the average viewer. And so I thought the Tour of Utah would be a good opportunity. Generally, there isn't a lot of great competition that shows up to this race, but oh no, not this year. For this first stage, literally all of the top 10 favorites are all World Tour riders. And there's a good 4 or 5 key, key top elite riders at this race. Team expectation, leader outsider, but not your typical leader outsider where they're going top 10. Yep, this leader outsider, they want top 5 for the overall. No expectations today, but they want top 5 for the overall. So, wish me luck. Wish me luck. Speaking of the elite competition, Van Aert, De Moulin, Enric Mas, among others, are all here at this race. Danny Martinez. So there are some serious climbers, time trialists here, and that's 4 names alone. So then, our best hope is to be next best, to be 5th. Right. Okay then. One rider left away as we go over the top of this double climb that we've hit. Long descent here, so plenty of time for everybody to get back to full or near full strength. Lang just made it over the top. He's on a +5. That's the only reason why he got there. And for some reason, even though I'm the leader who's supposed to finish in the top 5, I get a single support rider. We'll see how that is with the one mountainous stage later on in this 7th stage race. We've got a lengthy time trial for stage 3. We got a punchy stage 2. We've got a couple of sprint stages. And then we have that huge mountain stage on 6, another punchy stage to finish this thing off. So for a puncher, yeah, it's a good race. I'm not a puncher. I'm definitely a pure climber right now with that 78 mountain. Good race day condition today, even though it's only +1. And +1 is my expected race day condition. So we'll see how that is going forward. We better turn up the heat here as this is the last climb of the day. $11 kilometers. Would love to have a proper sprint train to lead me out, but that's not happening. 9K. Not yet. Not yet, Lang. Not yet. Let's soon be ready. I'm going to try to stay out here to the side a little bit. Maybe start trying to do a lead out. 6K now.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
Another attack. And I just lost Lang. Lang, where'd you go, buddy? You were right here. Lang. Come on. I lose control of him for a split second, and he drops 30 wheels. So now I just lost my lead out. I did. I lost my lead out. There is no way he is getting back. No way he is getting back. I'm on my own. It's 2K to go. Never mind the gel. No point now. 2K. Here we go. Come up. Come on. Come on. Get through. Get through. Get through. Okay. And sprint it out. Could get a top 10, maybe.
And it's a superb
Very wide
sprint
road.
win for Tennyson.
Van Aert lost to Tudison. Shame. Shame on him. He's going to crush this race, though. Just outside of the top 10. Well, outside of the top 10. 17th. There's like 30 billion riders to the 2 lanes to the left, and the right side was pretty clear. I was probably 4th out of the right side, but yeah, a lot of riders up the other side. And a ton of talent. I mean, you look all the way down by me, it's all Continental Pro and or World Tour guys. None of it's Continental guys, so, good. I say wish me luck. Gonna need it. I just did a good sprint and finished 17th. Stage 2 is our second punchy stage out of 3 that we're going to see in the 7 stages here. And for once, I finally actually have the team control. Cy Jones at the moment is putting the effort in as we begin this climb, but the rest of the guys are not in position just yet. Still waiting for them to come through the pack, and I might have to kind of slip in here and help force the issue. You can see Ineos, EF, Jumbo Visma all kind of taking strong positions near the front of the pack, which is making it really hard for us to squeeze our way through and get into position, though we are starting to get a few guys anyway up into place. Jones is going to have to push harder now, though, as he is dropping off the pace as we're already climbing, and these World Tour guys are much faster than he is. Alright, on to Davis. Davis is not very good either, so we're going to have to burn through him fairly quick. And I thought Lang is the only guy I don't know about on the team, and he does not seem to be better than Davis. So Lang just needs to drop out and get out of position. So there's Richitello, there's Quinn. Alright, I got my guys in place. Garrison, the only one I don't have control over. 3 riders have gone clear off the front.
Uh-oh, the pack is quick in the pace.
17.5K to go. Davis finally making his way up slightly, but he's about to fade, so now on to Richitello. 7K to go to the top here. And Richitello making the tempo at the moment. He's working us up pretty quick. And he's done. 5.7 now. Get Quinn up there. Now the nice thing is that I am fresh as we push forward with just 45 riders left in the peloton, and Quinn is bringing me up quite quickly now. We found some space. Things have thinned out, but the road is still relatively wide. We're in a decent enough position where he's actually setting me up nicely with 4K to go. And now I could just hold position. And we'll tell him to protect as best he can, which isn't great. And here comes the attack. There goes 5 riders, 6, 7 riders clear. Can we follow? I'm trying to follow, but there's nothing to follow apparently. 21 chasing 5. Okay, hang on. We got 1K to go to the top. These guys are just way too strong compared to me. Nearly there, but also nearly out of energy. Ivan Sosa, Diego Ulisi, Brambilla. That's where we're at now in our career. Competing with quality riders at the World Tour level. Quality climbers. Van King, TJ Van Garderen, Dombrowski. So the US's best riders. 6K to go. Gel up now. We're 7 chasing 14. And we're not far behind. And this is pretty much all the best Americans left behind by the other best climbers. Which makes a lot of sense. 3K to go. Got a bit to go to the end now to push with, but 2.5K to go. Okay, 2K to go. There's Andre Amador. We've been joined by a couple others, and we are well off pace. Top 5, no chance right now. 1K to go.
Great stuff.
Ulysses already fading. That's Gianni Moscon. Van Aert has taken the win. Jorgensen took second. Wow. Good for him. Demoulin, Cepeda, Carpenter, ahead of Moss. And I got 16th, which, you know, compared to the field, literally the entire top 20 other than Ben King for Rally, all World Tour guys. And Carpenter. So Carpenter, Cepeda, and King Continental Pro. Everybody else World Tour, and then for me, Continental. Not bad. Not bad. But the team expects more. Whatever. They're not going to get it. It is what it is. Next stage is the time trial. Let's see what we can do there. Really bad day to take a negative race day condition. The expected was a +1. I end up on a minus. Whew, good thing prologue is not a factor at all. At 35k, it's full time trial, so I still have my 75 time trial rating, which definitely isn't bad. But a -3 to my resistance brings it to a 65, and my flat rating still of 61 does impact things. So that hurts. That does hurt, but we still have the good time trialing. I can still climb. So we'll see how we do out there, but I'm not expecting much. Expectation, top 20 for the stage. Somehow top 5 overall, not sure where that's coming from. Best at anything. Well, anyway, we're 25th at the moment, so we're a little off pace. Considering my position of 15th overall, there's still 14 riders behind me, so I'm going to get bumped down even further. Much better. Still down. It lost a little more time to Mikkel Björg, but not Björg at this point. Not on a 75 time trial. I'm definitely not with this kind of race day condition. So as I slip down the order, I've only slipped to 19th. Now 20th. I might be able to squeeze out that top 20 after all. We'll see. It's going to be pretty close. The climbing part's done. I've got a slight downhill from here to the finish. And we've got just a little bit of energy. It's going to be really, really tight 1K. We're definitely catching up on the rider in front of us, so that's good. Final push. 11th. We kept improving that position. Now it's going to drop more and more as we get towards the line, but it's going to be respectable. I think I might have pulled off the top 20. Guessing just behind me, actually. Filippo Ganna goes to the top of the time charts. No surprise on that one. We're up to the top 10, so I still have to beat some of these guys. Brambilla way down. Cepeda way down. Now 15th. And 5 to go, so I think we've got a top 20. Micah. Oh, just ahead of me. Jorgen. How is Jorgensen ahead of me? Really? Since when could Jorgensen time trial? 20th. Exactly. All of the top 5 beat me. But there you go. Ganna, Van Aert, Barta, 1, 2, 3. Björk, all the way down to 4th. Disappointing for him. Surprising. TJ Van Garderen, who has not time trialed well for a long time, somehow gets 5th place. But with a 20th finish and entering in 15th, I should still be around 15th, I would think, roughly. Alright, so here we are on stage number 6. This is the big mountain stage because it finishes with, well, straight up climb. We were close enough to the breakaway just a little bit ago that we probably would have caught all or most of them, but just in the last few kilometers, it's opened wide up. So breakaway is going to claim the stage. That shouldn't impact me, hopefully, if they're far enough back, and we'll gain a lot of time on the way towards the finish. Definitely not up to our team to do any chasing. I just hope that it doesn't impact me. By the way, I thought 15th. We're exactly 15th still, so that part's good. Now, I had full team control. Garrison part of the time, but everybody else full team control throughout. And so things were good. But I decided for the climb, some of these guys are so weak that the moment we turn and begin to go up, they're just going to sit up. That's going to be it. So that already.
And he spurts away from the group. He's going for victory.
Already. Okay. Plan B. Plan B. Plan B. Burn these guys up fast. It's only 10k, so... Oh, what's going on, guys?
Oh, the pace
Richatello,
is
you
too
forget.
high for certain riders.
Come on, Richatello. What's going on, buddy? You're a decent enough climber. Why? Why are you struggling so bad? Now, I get why Davis is struggling
And
so
there's
bad.
an
Let's put
attack at the
Davis to the
front.
back
He
of the
could go
group.
all the way.
Keep him out of the way as the other guys come through, including myself. There you go. There's Garrison. Garrison's gonna be... Okay. On to Lang. And we got our work cut out for us, folks. Team support just is not what it could be. Okay, Garrison's about to fade. Get him out of the way. Richatello, close that gap. Make sure I'm still there. I am. That's good. Lang pushing through fairly well. Give me your 99 effort for a second. We'll wait for Richatello to take over. We're inside 6K. Now's a good time.
There are just 5
I
kilometers
said
left.
take over. Effort up is what that
None of the
meant.
favorites is giving an inch.
We've already got a group off the front. Now he's got to give his all for a second. Richatello's climbing well at the moment, but we're going to have to get a move on with Quinn. Let's do it. It's 3.8K. Now he's got to push me up, and then I'll be able to make my effort at the end. I'm in good shape at the moment, so we'll see how well it pays off to have gone with the team. Onto my own. Look who's struggling. Fighting my way through. 2K to go. Look who's struggling. Goodbye, Demoulin.
It's in such
1.4K.
percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
Look who's struggling. Who's climbing their way into contention. Look who's climbing into contention. Okay, sprint it out. Last 300 meters. Enrique Mas. No surprise he's in 80 in Mountain. Van Aert. Third on the stage. Podium. And look at the energy. I mean, we burnt right through it. But I was patient. I was patient, and it paid off. Going solo, there's no way I would have finished third. Going solo and just trying to stay near the front, I would have been out of energy early. I mean, you saw Moss and Van Aert were the only one. Moss was the only. Let's get that right. Moss and myself were the only ones that were still pushing at the finish line. Van Aert was fading. Covey, Barta, Brambilla, Ulysses, everybody was going backwards. On the replay, Van Aert still looked pretty good. So Moss, Van Aert, and myself were the only ones that were still making it to the end. I get third. I'm going to get that little bit of a time bonus. More importantly, though, we're going to pick up most of a minute on Barta and Brambilla, and then we're going to gain a full minute on this entire group. Surprisingly, though, that's a lot of riders on same time. Keegan Swerble probably was at 2:20. I have no idea how that gets same time on a mountain stage, but okay. Fine game, whatever. Still not even in the top 10 though. And that's the devastating news. Covey, I was 6, 7, 8 seconds ahead of him. And they gave him same time as me. We would have been closer. Moscon was definitely further back than what he got credit for. Quite a few of these guys were a bit off the pace. Van Aert leads. Barta, Moss, your top 3. I still didn't crack the top 10, which sucks, but hey, whatever. I've got a full minute's gap behind me. All we have is one punchy stage left, though, so I don't know what I'm going to be able to muster with that, but at least I'm showing... it's a decent showing. I mean, your top 10 is all World Tour guys. I have leveled up, so at least there's that. With the level up, I have a difficult decision to make this time. For one thing, the focus on Stage Racer, the continued focus on Stage Racer, has brought me pretty far along to where if I stay with it, I'm starting to get less bang for the buck. I'm getting less out of it. I need to strengthen a couple of the other areas while the getting's good on those, and we'll kind of maximize points elsewhere later on. I need to spread out my skills a little bit more. I can climb decently well, but I have terrible resistance, not very punchy. I have some acceleration, but I have no sprint. So there's still areas of weakness. Also, terrible flat rating, which really has an impact. Well, this time, the most points that I can get, and I figured the most valuable points were coming down to either time trial or puncher. Now, in both cases, it was the most points total, 17. And in both cases, the most valuable points, which I valued at 13. Now, here's how I value those points. Just looking at the time trial list. Flat rating isn't important unless it's really bad. Because it's really bad right now, it's important. 1 point. Hills, 1 point. Time trial, 2 points. As a stage racer, time trialing obviously important. Cobble rating, okay, not important. We want to survive in a race that's going to have one, but that's not my specialty. Acceleration, 1 point. Getting away, having a chance at winning a stage. Downhill, okay, not that important. Already at 70, it becomes tolerable. Barradoor, absolutely not important. Stamina, yeah, not really important. But resistance, +4. Huge. Recovery, +4. Kind of important. After 76, I think it stopped being important. But for now, it's important. Especially this year, it's supposed to have a bigger impact. I still haven't gotten deep enough into the game to know how important that's going to be. I haven't done any 21 stage races. But at 76, 7 stage races, no problem. No problem with the 76. Getting there is where that kind of becomes no longer a problem. For me, though, resistance is huge. I'm not getting a mountain point for time trial. Puncher. Here's the difference between the two. Everything is identical with 2 exceptions versus 2. Okay, 2 things versus 2 things. On one side, we have 2 points for time trial, where it's 1 for the other. So it's +1 to time trial on this side. And it's +4 resistance, which would also be +1 over the other option. So I'm looking at an extra time trial, an extra resistance point, or extra mountain, extra acceleration. All 4 of those are really good things. That's with the puncher. So as puncher, I would go to 79 mountain, and I would go to 72 acceleration. Both very good things. I'd have 1 less in the time trial, so it would be a 76, and the resistance just 71. But if you have not heard me before, I highly value resistance. Highly value resistance. Without it, it is so difficult to do things. It's so difficult to manage it. 85 resistance, if you're poor at everything else, you can still do so much. And 78 mountain is good already. If I go 79 mountain and still have low resistance, the team expectation just gets higher and higher and higher, and they're like, go win. But it's so difficult to do without resistance, especially on hard climbs. You burn through energy, period. You have to have resistance. It has to be balanced. So at this point in time, resistance to me is the most valuable attribute, And for that reason, I'll take an extra time trial boost where I can definitely gain some time and sacrifice 1 mountain point for now. I'll get it. I'll get it. I could hit an 83, 84, 85 mountains still without a mountain point right now. No problem. We'll get there eventually. For now, this makes me more balanced. And that, to me, makes me better overall. Without the mountain point, I might still be a 76 here. Maybe we'll push 77 now, but I wouldn't mind if they still see me as a 76. Keep those hopes a little lessened. Meanwhile, in the back of my mind, I'm going, here we come. Also, with a fitness peak just about to hit, I went ahead and took my last attribute point towards fitness peak evolution. We'll complete training after this. And we're into the final 30 kilometers, 3 climbs to go here in the last stage. Breakaway's still ahead of us, but it's only a minute and a half, and it's coming down really quick. Tempo really picking up right about now. +1 race day condition. Quinn has a +5, so I could actually have support pretty late in this one as we're down to 70 riders. Lang, Jones have both gotten out in the back here. Those guys were our domestiques along Davis, so that's okay that we've lost them. It's unfortunate that I keep having Garrison and then losing Garrison and then having Garrison and losing Garrison as support. It's one thing that always frustrates me about this. If you're the leader, you're the leader. Why should that bounce in and out? Why should that change periodically? You should just have full control. But anyway, 20k to go. 70 riders still in the peloton, yet we've got 3 out the back. That shows just how weak we are as a Continental team. My career mode team is in this race, and they've been nowhere at all as one of the only Continental rider teams besides myself. Now, coming up on the end, final 16k, and I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to just go like this and go for it this way because I don't have Garrison under my control. 2 climbs. It's Cat 2. This seems like the bigger climb, but the last one's in All's Cat. I think that's just because they want to award some KOM points on this stage, as it's the final stage. They want to make it more exciting because it's not actually climbs that should be classified like that. But you can see we're getting some attacks. There's the last of the break. Right now, we pick up the pace.
A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers
Trying
for
to
the
be
pack.
patient
They
here.
obviously don't have anybody in the
Sure that
breakaway
I'm not
group.
getting squeezed
That's
out.
the end of the breakaway.
Okay.
The pack gave them no
With Tello, I
chance.
can see what's up, but with Quinn, it's weird. With Quinn, I can see what's up. With Rich Tello, I can control what's up. Let's speed it up just a little bit
It's
here.
a
Let's
puncture.
not get caught out. Okay, went back
The
off
pace
some.
seems much too high for many riders.
Okay, Nick Egg out of the
Attack
way.
with the finishing
Tello,
line within
go ahead and
reach.
find a gap here. Brambilla on the attack. He's not actually going clear.
10 kilometers to the finish
Not
line.
really. But with the descent and then straight into the attack after, you really need to have a front position. We're already down to 21 riders. So Rich Tello has done well to get us in the right place to set this up for the final push. And then I've got Quinn to lead me out, and we're down to just 8k. And there you go. Look at that. We're in that prime position for a change. And Quinn's going to take over. I like where I am
There are
positionally.
just 5 kilometers left.
On to Quinn now, because we don't want to... Yeah. It's 4k. So a 91 sounds good. Okay. Ready to take over in an instant. Quinn's going to push. And a lot of these guys rode that climb without proper support. So this is going to really help me out here as we have just 3k to go. But Quinn, with phenomenal ratings today. 81 hills. Hard to follow even. 18 riders left. Rich Tello was the only one he dropped there, but coming up, final K. There goes Van Aert. 1 kilometer. Oh, it's flat over the top. It's flat over the top. Attack, attack, attack. Come on. Come on, sprint it out, sprint it out, sprint it out.
For that one. A great sprint finish. We're waiting for the back
Lunge,
markers who appear
lunge.
to be fairly numerous in this
Quinn
race.
screwed me. I should have told him to sit up. Jorgensen grabs second. Quinn, I grab fourth place. Oh, I thought... It's so hard to tell this year. I mean, in the past, it's always just locked in. Dumoulin was 7th. He doesn't lose time. I'm trying to think who I was trying to beat out for time. A leader or two could have missed out, and we could have moved up. I could have attacked earlier. I was thinking 1K to go uphill all the way. The whole last kilometer was downhill. So I should have attacked sooner, and I would have had second. No way I'm beating Van Aert, but I could have had second there. It was Moscon I was trying to beat. He was in the front group, so we stay 11th, which that's sad because the way the game looks at it, my 2 seconds out of the top 10 is devastating. I finished, in their minds, 25th. 11th to 25th is one group. 6th to 10th is one group. 4th and 5th is one group. 2nd and 3rd is one group. And a win is the other group. So 11th is the same as 25th to them. And they wanted 5th. When you're 6th to 10th, you get an evaluation that's not too bad. They're going to say bad. See? 4th on the stage is the only points I really picked up. I got no points for finishing 11th. But we had a turn of the month. We did have a level up. I think I held my own just fine against the World Tour guys. Clearly not on par with them, but not far from it. I'm not competing with Van Aert yet, but competed pretty well with a lot of those guys. And I thought it was pretty impressive to get that podium on the mountain stage, all things considered. I'll take it. We're on our way to the next level, just chugging along, doing our thing. That is going to do it for this one, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.